And thank you for joining us this evening for our city council meeting. We'll go ahead and get started. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here. Thank you. For the Pledge of Allegiance, we have a treat, and I'm pretty excited about this. We have a scout troop, Scouting America, Troop 363 will be here. They're going to do the flag ceremony for us, and let's see, I'll just mention Barry Hewlett is the scout master of this troop. So with that, I'll turn it over to their assistant senior patrol leader, I think is what the title was. But I'll let her introduce herself.
All right, my name is Taylor Stravinsky. I am the assistant senior patrol leader for Troop 363, and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Color guard attention, audience, please rise.
Rick, scoot your chair in. Or all the way back, maybe. There we go.
Color guard forward march. Hand salute. Color guard halt. Please post the colors of the United States of America. Please post the flag of the great state of Idaho. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard reassemble. Color guard forward march. Color guard dismissed. Audience, you may be seated.
Actually, audience, if you'd please remain standing for a moment of silence. No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate that. We, our invocation had an emergency in the family and was not able to be here. So if you'd please join me for a moment of silence.
I volunteer.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Troop 363. That was awesome. Thank you, thank you. I don't like applause in here, but I'll let it happen because it sounds like staff started that. They did a great job, though, so thank you. That was worth the applause. We'll move to consent agenda item number 3, consent agenda. The following business items may be approved by one motion and a vote. If any one member of the council so desires, any matter listed can be moved to a separate agenda item. A, minutes. Council may wish to waive the oral reading of the minutes and approve the minutes from the following meetings: work session meeting of August 14, 2025, and clarification and regular city council meeting of August 7 and August 21, 2025. B, material claims. Council may wish to approve the material claims for the period of October 15 through 31, 2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
I move that we approve the consent agenda as outlined in agenda item number 3.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Paulson. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Flores,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 4, proclamations. We have no proclamations, so we'll move to agenda item 5 is a calendar review. Council may wish to take this opportunity to inform other council members of upcoming meetings and events that should be called to their attention. November 13, 9 a.m., City Council Work Session. November 20, 5:30 p.m., Council Clarification Meeting. 6 p.m. will be a regular City Council meeting. Other events, November 8, 11 a.m. is Veterans Day. November 8, 11 a.m. Veterans Day Parade in historic downtown Pocatello. November 11 is Veterans Day. City offices will be closed for this holiday. Sanitation Department collection trucks will remain on their regular schedule. November 11, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., Brady Chapel Open House at Mountain View Cemetery, hosted by Pocatello Historic Preservation and Friends of the Brady Chapel. November 15, City Creek Recreation Area gates will be closed to motorized access until approximately May 15, 2026. November 17 through 25, early voting for the mayoral runoff election at Bannock County Elections Office, 141 North 6th Avenue. For Pocatello, voting hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Election day will be Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. November 19 through 20, Festival of Trees at Stevens Performing Arts Center. Applications for the Pocatello Promise of Tomorrow mayoral scholarships for student programs are being accepted through November 14. Annual leaf collection will continue through November 29. Leaves must be placed in large paper compostable bags, not boxes or plastic bags. Place compostable leaf bags curbside by 7 a.m. on the regular collection day to be taken to the Bannock County landfill compost site. Food for fines at Marshall Public Library through December 13th for every non-perishable food item donated. Patrons can have their fines forgiven by $1. Please contact the library for more information. We'll move to agenda item 6, final plat application, Trail Creek Estates, Division 5. Council may wish to approve a final plat application submitted by McCormick Ranch LLC, represented by Brady Smith of Evian, to subdivide approximately 7.93 acres, more or less, into 14 lots for a townhome development. The property is zoned residential low density RL and is located west of the intersection of Balboa and Champaign Street. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the application with conditions following a public hearing on July 9, 2025.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve the final plat application for Trail Creek Estates Division 5 as outlined in agenda item number 6.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Council President Lurick and a second by Councilmember Nichols. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Cheatham?
Yes.
Mangum?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 7, Idaho Parks and Recreation IDPR 2026 Recreational Trail Program RTP Grant Award Denial and Simplot Donation Acceptance. Council may wish to consider the following items regarding the Simplot River Access Trailhead Project. A, reject the acceptance of the 2026 IDPR RTP grant for the Simplot River Access Trailhead, and B, accept a donation from Simplot for the remaining project costs for the Simplot River Access Trailhead project, and approve expenditures of the funds and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I would move for approval of the Parks and Recreation 2026 Recreation Trail Program Grant Award Denial and the Simplot Donation Acceptance as outlined in items A and B on agenda item number 7.
Second.
And I would also, Mr. Mayor, like to recognize Simplot for what they do for our community.
That is a great idea. Simplot's an incredible partner, so
They are.
thank you. Yes,
Likewise, a big shout out to Simplot for making this happen.
it's awesome to have a corporation that wants to see the project done and not wait for the grant to come through. And look at that, they do a great job. So a big shout out to Simplot. We have a motion by Council Member Cheatham and a second by Council President Lurick. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Cheatham?
Yes.
Lorick?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Mangum?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 8, Professional Services Agreement Water System Facility Plan Update. Council may wish to accept Staff recommendations and approve a professional services agreement water system facility plan update between the City of Pocatello and Keller Associates in the amount of $432,900 and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents subject to legal department review. Funding for the project is available in the 2026 Water Department budget.
Mr. Mayor, I have
Yes.
a question.
Okay, we have a question.
I would just like to know what factors, if any, prevent us from being able to do this study in-house?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Justin Armstrong, Water Superintendent. So these studies are very comprehensive, to address your question. They include portions of it that are just outside the expertise of existing staff here in the engineering department. And some of those things are dealing with our SCADA communications, structural evaluations of some of our facilities, and then just the manpower for accomplishing some of these tasks that take 16 months to accomplish within a large team. And so, yeah, generally these are done by a third party. It provides an external look at that that's non-biased and can be viewed as that helps with our funding and long-term planning requirements. So.
And just a follow-up, so typically the third party we go with, do they have expertise on staff that specifically do these kinds of studies?
Yes, they do, and that's the whole point of us going out for a request for proposals or request for qualifications, as sometimes these are called. And so we outline the general scope of what we're looking for that addresses that. Proposals are submitted by various regional firms. In this instance, we received four proposals from local engineering outfits, and then evaluation committee reviews those and ensures that team is qualified for the work that's necessary.
Perfect, that's all. Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Super, thank you, Justin.
All right, thanks.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve the professional service agreement for the Water Department Water System Facility Plan Update as outlined in agenda item A, or 8.
Second.
In agenda item 8, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion by Councilmember Mangum and a second by Councilmember Cheatham. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Lorick,
Yes.
Nichols. Yes. Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 9, background check user agreement verified first. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of staff and approve a user agreement with verified first for background checks, services, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents, subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to approve agenda item number 9 as listed in the agenda.
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Nichols and a second by Council President Lurick. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Nichols,
Yes.
Lorick,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 10, airport lease agreement and resolution airport. Council may wish to approve the following lease agreements and adopt corresponding resolutions for property at the Pocatello Airport and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to legal department review. A, Aaron Bowman and Jared Smith, 1,760 square foot, city-owned hangar. The lease term will be 5 years and the rental rate will be $324.20 per month. B, Civil Air Patrol, 1,760 square feet of city-owned hangar. The lease term will be 5 years and a rental rate will be $77.45 per month. C, Bob Howard Larson Trust, 5,990 square feet of property upon which the trust owns a hangar. The lease term will be for 15 years and the rental rate will be $1,377.70 per year. D, Butch McDougall and Ashley McDougall, 5,649.81 square feet of property upon which Mr. McDougall and Mrs. McDougall will own a hangar. The lease term will be 30 years. the rental rate will be $1,299.46 per year. And E. Hannah Warner, $6,293 square feet of property upon which Ms. Warner owns a hangar. The lease term will be 20 years, and the rental rate will be $1,447.39 per year. Rental rates will increase annually according to the CPI with full review in 2026 and every 5 years thereafter.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes. You have a question? Let's do the question quick, and then we'll go to Councilmember Cheatham.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Alan Evans, Airport Manager.
So for, let's see, B, the Civil Air Patrol,
Yes.
one question, why is that one in per months, but most of the others are in years? And also, is it way cheaper just because it's an auxiliary of the Air Force, or?
It's an auxiliary of the Air Force, and so we've done that as a shorter term. They may make a change at some point and find another location that they want to be, but they are a really good asset to have at the airport, and that's why that rate is a little lower. As far as the terms, we generally go 5 years on the city-owned hangars, which is, that first one is a 5-year term. And so this other one would be similar if someone else was in there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Cheatham.
Mr. Mayor, I would move for approval of the airport lease agreements and resolutions, items A through E, as outlined in agenda item number 10.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
We have a motion by Councilmember Cheatham and a second by Council President Lurick. And Alan, you might want to come back up here. We have a question by Councilmember Cheatham. You never admit that.
First time.
As well as I should have.
You said that out loud.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Evans, could you review for the council how these rates are set and what that last sentence really means?
So yes, what we do is we go out and we compare our rates to other airports in the region, clear over to Boise, sometimes into Oregon and so forth, to make sure that our rates are where they need to be, that we're not charging too much, but that we're not on the bottom end. And so that's what we've done. We reach out for that. Then we meet with our airport commission, or we have done this in the past, meet with the airport commission, show them what we're seeing, see what their recommendations are as to whether we raise the rates or leave them where they are. And then, of course, that comes as a recommendation to the council as we do these leases. We'll be due, as it says, in 2026 to discuss this once again. And then we do it every 5 years. But we always have that CPI and that yearly increase included in it to stay current.
If I could expand just a little further. Many of these leases are for longer terms, 20 or 30 years, but there is a 5-year review written into that contract, as I understand.
Well, it depends on the lease. These are two different types of use here. Obviously, some of it is city-owned hangars. Other is just the property that the individual's asset sits on. You'll notice in this that between the Bob Larson Trust and McDougall's, there's a difference in 15 years and another one that's 30 years. We generally ask them what they would like that to be with their assets since they own that. But yes, I'm lost. Talked myself in the corner. But yeah, we do review it and we do look at those, and they are increased as need be.
One additional issue. How does the FAA involved in what the city charges and the comparative value?
The FAA requires us to get what they call fair market value, whatever that is. And that's a very difficult thing because it's a different number for every airport. When you start to compare yourself to other airports, they're all different. And so what we've tried to do, and that's what one of the challenges we've had, is finding out what true market value is. If you set it too high and they don't come and get it, and they don't want to use it, then obviously you don't have market value. And so we feel very comfortable where we're at. We're in comparison with many of the other airports around us. We may be a little bit higher than a few of the small airports, but we also have some benefits that are probably better security-wise and some of those things just a landing strip somewhere out in the farm ground. So yes, we do look at all of that. We do develop our rates according to where we feel that market value is. And then the FAA, we've never been approached by the FAA that they've been concerned with our rates. I think if they were way too low or way too high, they may say something, but probably if they were too low would be what would trigger them.
Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Nichols.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan. So to follow up on Rick's question here, it says, the final sentence says, with a full review in 2026, and then 5 years thereafter. Can you explain to me what happens in 2026 and then what happens 5 years later?
Yeah, so in 2026, that's when we're going to reach out to the other airports and pull in their numbers. So that's what we'll be doing after January, is pulling in where their rates are so that we can establish ours. And then we do that every 5 years. And so our rate, we don't want to do it every year because quite honestly, they don't change that drastically. So every 5 years, we will pull that information in from outside.
So what happens in 2026 if we find out, say, we're underpriced? Does the lease rate in this lease still hold, only subject to CPI, or does it potentially get changed?
Well, I don't know that we've ever had to deal with that. That's a really good question. Yeah, I don't know, because they have a lease that is established with that. Maybe Jared could pitch
might
into
be able
that.
to answer that.
Yeah, so we write into the lease that rental rate can be adjusted after the first year for 2026 when we do the evaluation. And then every 5 years, we can adjust that rental rate. So that's contemplated at the very beginning of the lease for these non-city owned lease agreements.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Alan.
If I could,
Yeah, absolutely.
I can make a comment. You know, I've served on the airport commission, I think since as long as I've been on the council. And this is a struggle. Every year, every time a lease comes up, the commission wonders, where should the rates be? What should we be charging? Are we getting enough money out of these things? And there's been very little activity on hangars out there until the last year and a half or 2 years. And all of a sudden, Pocatello's where people want their aircraft to be. Because these are all private hangars, you know, general aviation stuff. And people have been going to American Falls and Aberdeen and Blackfoot and other places to put their aircraft. Now we've got them, and there's a good demand right now for these kind of hangars. And I think we're at the tip of the spear with what we're trying to do here. And I applaud the staff at the airport for keeping after this stuff, because it's really been confusing the last few years trying to figure out what's appropriate when all you're leasing is the dirt. We're not building hangars, we're not leasing hangars, we're leasing bare dirt, in most instances without even utilities. And it makes it complicated to figure out what's right for this piece of dirt at this location with this size hangar, and then compare Blackfoot or Aberdeen or American Falls or Twin or wherever it might be. It's a complex process, I kid you not.
And the aviation side, I would say, is even it's difficult. It's a little easier than the outside of the airport, the industrial side of it. That's a difficult one to get pricing on, and that's what we're working on as well. But thank you, Rick,
Yeah.
for that, because we have spent a lot of time on it.
No, I appreciate those explanations, because community thinks just develop it, throw it out there, it's good. It doesn't happen that way, so thanks for those explanations. Thank you. So I have a motion by Councilmember Cheatham and a second by Council President Lyric. Aubriana, can you please call the roll?
Cheatham,
Yes.
Flores,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Kingdom,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes?
Paulson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 11, items from the audience. This time has been set aside to hear items from the audience not listed on the agenda. Items which appear somewhere else on the agenda will not be discussed at this time. The council is not allowed to take any official action at this meeting on matters brought forward under this agenda item. Items will either be referred to the appropriate staff or scheduled on a subsequent agenda. You must sign in at the start of the meeting in order to be recognized. As a reminder, there's a 15-minute total for this agenda item, and there's 3 minutes per speaker. We'll go ahead and get started. Nikki Taysom.
Thank you, Nikki Taysom, Pocatello. I'm here once again to address issues involving children. And the Third article of our Constitution, Section 3, it states, treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or inheriting to their enemies, giving in aid and comfort. And then in the Section 4 of Article 4, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. And on application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. And under Article 6, second paragraph, this Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. And then under the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And then under the Fifth Amendment, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. I've read those because we have foreign entities that have been allowed to enter our country, our state, and our town who are involved in the child and drug trafficking trade, who are involved in rituals, in using our children, in butchering our children being kidnapped out of this country, through this town, through the railroads, the transit, and other truck stops and other means, bars, hotels. We have children being used in rituals in this town. And I mean being gutted. I mean being hung and decapitated. I mean being eaten in this town. And trafficked to Asia, Africa, India, the Middle East, European Union, Mexico, Central, South America, from this town. This is a global issue, and it's from the foreign nationals you've allowed to come in here. I am not a racist. I'm sick of being tired and called that. From the European Union, resettlement, Select USA, foreign investment, whatever. We are a Christian constitutional republic. We do not do business with communist, fascist, Nazi, socialist nations, or Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, or Confederate, or immorality, witchcraft, violence, or drugs in any means. We are a Christian constitutional republic of we the people of the United States of America as sovereignty, who used to lead the world in the spirit of love, truth, and righteousness, peaceful virtue, and
Thank you very much. Thank you. With that, Nikki's
Each
the only one,
abridgment.
so thank you, council, for being here tonight. Thank you for attending tonight. With that, we are adjourned.
Just had all of it violated tonight, every last one.